Alright, we are back with a new deck for Pioneer. I can't believe no one has ever made a deck around Doom Foretold. Actually, Doom Foretold is a great dollar rare that you can build around. It's been built around quite a bit, but it hasn't seen much play because it's not good. But a few cards have been printed in the last few years, and I made it, and it's actually going quite well. So Doom Foretold is the enchantment that at the beginning of each player's upkeep they sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent of their choice, and then if they can't they discard a card, lose 2 life, and then you draw a card and gain 2 life and get a 2/2 white knight with vigilance, and you sacrifice it. So this is a nice effect that sort of whittles down your opponent's threats while you play spells that are permanents that you can also sacrifice, with which come along with enter the battlefield effects. So the classic enchantment that this deck uses is Treacherous Blessing, another fantastic crap rare that lets you draw 3 cards and then you can sacrifice it to Doom Foretold pretty quickly. Another classic enchantment for the deck is Omen of the Sea. Just draws you a card and you can sacrifice it later to Doom Foretold or on its own. And then what has been printed since then? So we have Hopeless Nightmare, the 1-mana enchantment that hits your opponent for 2 life and makes them discard a card. So we're hitting the hand while Doom Foretold hits the field. Also, Bandit's talent hits the field and hits the hand and has a rack type effect in which your opponent gets punished for not having cards in their hand. So you see a trend, we're hitting the hand, and then also we have Tithing Blade, which enters and it has an edict effect. An opponent sacrifices a creature and you can sacrifice it later to Doom Foretold. You can also use Rite of Oblivion to basically exile any of those enchantments that I have talked about so far, and you can exile any permanent on the battlefield that doesn't have some kind of protection against you. We also have another classic enchantment for the deck, Oath of Kaya, just a 3 mana, 3 damage to anything, you gain 3 life, and then also if opponent attacks a planeswalker you control, extra benefit as well. No planeswalkers here, but if you want to run them in the deck, I won't stop you. Another enchantment for the deck is the Restoration of Eiganjo, just a way to ramp up. You also have a way to get a permanent of CMC 2 or less onto the battlefield quickly, so if you wanted to discard one and put it back into play, or if someone's destroyed your Bandit's talent right away, you can put it back into play and laugh at them. We also have a newish card, Beseech the Mirror, a singleton, so basically a bargain. You can sacrifice any of those enchantments that you have and get a Doom Foretold or even a Kaya's Wrath to wipe the board. Or you can get a Treacherous Blessing, really anything else that's here. You can get a Dance of the Manse, but it would suck because X is 0, but this is a fantastic card as well to get stuff from your graveyard back into the battlefield. It's not a primary win condition, but it'll scare your opponents into boarding in their graveyard hate. And it's a fantastic way to get things like Hopeless Nightmare and Bandit's talent back if they are destroyed, or if you sacrifice them to Rite of Oblivion or Doom Foretold, and get some extra benefits there as well. That was a lot of words, but that's basically what's going on in Doom Foretold. Our land base is we have a singleton, plains, and an island, and then we have, since black is the core color of the deck, we're splitting black-white lands with black-blue lands, and then we have the Esper Tricycle land. We have a Fountain Port as well for extra draw, and also Mutavault for that extra damage to sneak through, because the deck usually is a slow, grindy deck, but between Bandit's Talent and Oath of Kaya and Mutavault and Doom Foretold, you whittle your opponent down pretty steadily and so after 20 points of damage barring any life gain, you win. Sideboard, we have Duress for control decks, because obviously this deck preys on creatures, preys on players that play creatures. Duress, they hit that hand again, knock their hand down. Negate also stops their non-creature spells that are powerful. We have a singleton Malicious Eclipse to board in as a target for Beseech the Mirror. Extinction again for those creature-based decks. That card is really good. We have Visage of Dread, another combination like Duress effect and artifact onto the battlefield, so you can sacrifice it to your Doom Foretold or Rite of Oblivion. So usually for those mid-range decks that you want to hit those big creatures before they hit the battlefield. And then we also have Omen of the Sun against those aggressive decks. Throw some blockers into play, gain some life, and then you can also sacrifice it to something else later. And then lastly, a Narset Parter of Veils for control or any deck that likes to draw a lot. You can tell them no, and then it can also get non-creature, non-lands into your hand. Basically anything in the deck as well. So that is Esper Doom Foretold. I've been playing it and having a jolly good time. Let me know what you think, and have a wonderful day.